Hello, mathematicians, and welcome to day 7. So today we're actually going to be checking for similarity now. So we are now entering some new ground that hopefully you guys have not learned. I highly recommend for this worksheet to have these flashcards next to you. If you have not made your flashcards, then pause the video and go make them right now. But anyways, let's get started. So the directions are: state if the triangles in each pair are similar. If so, state how you know they're similar and complete the similarity statement. So we're actually not going to be looking for any sides or anything. However, we are going to be doing some math. So number 1, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check if any of my angles are congruent. Because if I have two angles that are congruent, then according to angle, they are similar. And it's just the easiest one. So I see here that these two, oh, well, let me back up. The two triangles that we're checking if that are similar is this red triangle and this purple triangle. Let's start out with that. These two are the triangles we are looking to see if they're similar. So now let's jump in. I can see that this angle and this angle are congruent because of vertical angles. Vertical angles. Now, for the rest of them, I cannot assume they are congruent. If they were congruent, there would be some kind of marker indicating they're congruent. Like, for example, here we have these lines. So we cannot just say, oh, D and T are congruent. No, you guys. If it's not given to us, we can't assume it unless we have some kind of theorem like our vertical angles here. Okay, I got nothing with angles. So let's check my sides now, okay? I'm going to erase this real quick just so that I have some extra room to show you guys. So according to sides, they have to be proportionate to one another, okay? So I see that we went from 16 to 40. So I'm going to check, how did we go from 16 to 40? Well, there is no nice scale number factor that multiplies with 16 to get to 40. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it. So 40 divided by 16. If I were to reduce this by 4, that gives me 10 over 4. And if I were to reduce that by 2, that gives me 5 over 2. So it looks like my scale factor should be 5 over 2. So that means if I multiply 16 by 5 over 2, I should get 39. Well, hopefully right off the bat you should see, hold up, I already know that 16 times the scale factor is going to give me 40, right? But over here I have 39. So this is not similar. Not similar. And we'll say sides are not proportionate. So again, if these two sides are the same, and these are similar triangles, then we should go on that 40 and the 39 side are the same. But obviously they're not. So they are not similar. We can move on now. Let's look at this one. So right off the bat, I can see that I have a lot of side info. Okay, and I don't have any angles. So I'm going to look at my flashcard. Angle, can't use that one. Side, I can't use that one either. I have no information about angles. So the one I'm kind of depending on right now is the side theorem, because I have a lot of information about side. So let's see. I want to check how they went from 12 to 72. So from 12, let me mark my triangles again. So this is my red triangle, and this is my purple triangle. So somehow I went from 12, which is my purple triangle, and I got to 72, which is my red triangle. Now, luckily, this is a pretty number because I know 12 times 6 is 72. So it looks like the scale factor should be 6. So that means if this is a similar triangle, if I check all the sides of my purple and I multiply them by 6, I should get the sides of my red triangle. So let's check. So this is checked. So this is correct. This is by 8. Now let's check this one. What's 8 times 8? If you whip out a calculator, we get that this is 48. So, oh, that one's proportionate. Good job. Now let's check these two. If I multiply 14 by 8, will I get 84? Hopefully you checked your calculator and you find out that these are, it is indeed 84. So that is correct. These two are correct and these two are correct. So these are similar triangles. It looks like our purple triangle got scaled up by 8 and we got a red triangle. So it is indeed similar. CBA is similar. This symbol means similar. Notice that we don't have an equal sign because they are just similar. Now we have to be careful about how we write this. We can't just write HGF or FGH, however we want. We actually have to write down which ones are similar with which ones. So I can see that this line right here is my hypotenuse. And this side over here is also my hypotenuse. And I see that C is at the bottom of my hypotenuse and F is at the bottom of my hypotenuse. So that means that C and F are on corresponding angles of my triangle. So I get that C is similar to F. Likewise, on the top side of my hypotenuse, I have A. And on the top side of my purple triangle, I have H. So that means that A and H are congruent. So I'm going to put H over here. I should have done B, huh? All right, I have H and H, F and H covered. Now let's look at B. So B looks like is at one of my legs at the bottom. And G is at the bottom of one of my legs. So that means that B and G are similar. So the triangle CBA is similar to the triangle FGH. And again, the order matters. So these are similar by side, 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 which is our third theorem. So let's go ahead and try number 4, because number 4 deals with angles. So again, I see some angles are given here and I have no sides. So I can either try to use angle angle or side angle side, because these two theorems deal with angles. The last one just deals with sides, so I'm not going to be able to use that one. So I see that T is congruent to J because they have the one line. And I see that U is congruent to K because they have the two lines. That lets me know that those two sides are congruent to one another. And if we check our theorem, look, the first one just requires for us to have two angles that are similar. We don't need to prove that all three are similar. So these are similar. Similar by angle angle. But we also have to write how they are similar. So we have to actually narrow it down to the angles. So let's see. Angle J is congruent to angle T. So that means we have to start off with T. Our next one is K. Well, right here we have that K is congruent to U, thanks to our little angle drawings. So I'm going to put U next. And our last one is L. Well, the only one that's left over and the side that we were not given is V. So then L is corresponding to angle V. And we are done. So go ahead and give the rest a try and I'll see you for the next video.